All right, how's everyone out there again today? And YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook world. Bob's back. Tales from the Clubhouse, number 22. Dun, dun, dun. So listen, tonight we're going to talk about when your brother's getting out of prison. I don't know why I didn't ever do a show about this before. I got some funny stories. Usually when your guy, you got a guy who's been down for a little while, well, multiple years down the penitentiary system. When they get out, they're in a different frame of mind from when you last saw them. Things in jail got a way of eating on you. Something that in real life out here on the street, that's just a little small problem. When you're in jail, you got nothing to do all day but think about that one thing, and in your head it becomes a great big thing until you sit down with your bros and you talk and you figure out, oh shit, that wasn't no big deal. If it's something needs fixed, we can fix that. If it's something needs changed, we can change that. Whatever, right? So anyway, we got some stories of dudes getting out from the penitentiary. This is my favorite story of all time. So the guy who initially was starting to bring me up and train me to be in the club and to be a club guy, um, I met him because he was getting out on parole, and parole conditions are always so tight. They want to breach they want you to breach your conditions and go back down below, and then you got to go through breach breach like reception, all that shit, and bam, and you might get back to your own place. You might spend a couple months down at the county jail. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? But they like it. The cops and everything like it better if they can catch you for at least one breach. So in the bike world, if you're getting out on a federal parole, your number one parole condition is not to associate with any known criminals. And then a lot of times they just put right in your paperwork not to associate any members of blah 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 motorcycle club. That also happens. So in the case of my buddy there, that's what happened to him. So I was working out the strip joint. He was getting out on parole. I was the only guy, and I was a citizen, of course, that they knew with no criminal record. So he started hanging out with me. I started going to the clubhouse, blah blah blah, this and that. So so he had already breached once, so he was getting out again. That's how it was going down. He was getting out again. I live right next door to the clubhouse. Um, Again, I was a supporter in the supporter role at that time. So he's out. He comes over to my place in the afternoon because again, I had no criminal record. He could hang out with me. Everything was fine when he was hanging out with me. But in the nighttime, he had already made up his mind. He was going to the clubhouse. So that was all fine and dandy. Well, at that same time, I happen to have a nice big bag of those little magical fungi things. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So I had some magical fungi. He had just been back inside for about 8 months on his last breach. So his system was clean. He had nothing in there. You know what I mean? So we wait till dark. We sneak around back. He jumps over the back wall of the clubhouse. He sneaks on in. So we're in there, we're all party. Right, yeah, right on, bro. Good to see you, blah, blah, blah. And then he looks at me and says, hey, go get the fungi you were telling me about this afternoon. Don't tell nobody. So away I go get the fungi, and I'm thinking he's only going to take a couple little nibbles, right? Well, he just takes a great big. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be something. So as the night's going on, I can see his eyes are getting more fucking deranged. And he's a big fella, right? He was like 6'3", this fella, and you know the supporters that didn't really know him started leaving, and then the supporters that did know him started leaving, and then even the club brothers started leaving. And about 3-4 in the morning, there was him and I and the poor probate, and the probate wasn't from our city, so he didn't really know the clique, you know what I mean? Like he had moved to our city to become a probate because one of the members and him were good friends. So he didn't really know this guy. I did. He was, him and I lived together, hung out together for the past year, blah, blah, blah. Him and I were tight. So as his eyes got more deranged the place got more empty, and I laughed harder and harder. I couldn't help myself because I ate some too, of course, right? I wasn't gonna let him trip alone. So he's like, probate, pour a jug of water over my head. Well, he had his cut on, right? And the probate's looking at me like, the fuck do I do? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm too busy laughing. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. He emptied out the whole house. Even eventually, he finally looked at the probate and said, you know what, just go home before fucking something bad happens. You know what I mean? We ended up spending the night, me and the big guy, out in the backyard on the picnic table behind the wall, howling at the moon, man. It was a full moon that night. We spent the whole night out there howling at the moon and laughing like a couple of hyenas, man. It was one fun night. But yeah, man. So that's my favorite story of a brother, of a friend getting home from federal incarceration. It ain't no fun down there, so you know you gotta give everyone their space. Let them decompress from jail attitude and jail thoughts and all that stuff, and everything will work out. It usually does, but take care of your brothers when they're inside. That's when they need you the most. That's what I got. Tales from the Clubhouse, number 22. Stick around. There's lots more of those coming, and this will be available on Patreon, and soon it'll be on members only. All right. Till next time, be safe out there.